A bomb cyclone is set to dump another potentially historic amount of snow and ice in the Midwest. It comes as some farmers are still picking up the pieces from recent record flooding in the region. Last week, CBSN Originals Adam Yamaguchi went to Peru, Nebraska to speak to one local farmer still assessing the damage after one of the Missouri River levees failed.
It's been about 2.5 weeks or so since the peak of flooding inundated this area, and we're still talking about probably out there maybe 7-8 feet of water. The farmer who owns this property said that he was just pointing out his grain silos. His parents' home where he grew up are probably under 8 feet or so of water. So I see just like the tops of a building.
Yep, you can build new grain bins, you can, fix sheds, that kind of stuff, but the dirt itself is irreplaceable. And that's probably the biggest fear I have, because did it deposit a bunch of sand out there that we're going to have to try to move out of the way to get back to the fertile dirt?
Yeah.
So that's really hard to grasp.
So equipment, property, whatever you have stored in the silos, those are all losses, potentially total losses.
Yeah.
But you're talking about land that you may not be able to work for years.
Correct. You really can't farm this ground until the levee's fixed to stop the water from just coming in, because the river's got an open path right to us right now.
When government agencies say that this area is due for historic flooding, what do you think? Where do you go from here?
You think you've seen it all. I thought I've seen it all, and then this happens. This is obviously for the record books. This topped all the records for river levels up and down the Missouri in our area. I mean, it's awful. It's devastating.
I'm speechless. Many people have been affected by the flooding here, but none more so than farmers, because we're just about 2 weeks or so from when farmers typically start to go out and plant their seeds for this coming harvest, or for next year's growing season. And in some cases, it may be a couple seasons before this land can be fertile enough and usable. There's been a lot of talk amongst farmers as to whether this represents the perfect storm of events, or whether this kind of flooding just portends a wetter future.
There's going to be so much work to do and to get back to where we were. You just got to remind yourself, hey, we'll get through this. Farmers, we just resilient bunch. We don't like to quit, or you just keep fighting. There's always hope, always prosperity. You always think it's going to get better, and that's why we keep doing it. So we won't give up. We'll keep going.
That was Adam Yamaguchi reporting. And a programming note, be sure to tune in Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern. Adam travels to Sweden for CBSN Originals to better understand why far-right candidates are finding success after the country once welcomed refugees with open arms.